Hi guys, I hope that you're having a fabulous day. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with another Q&A video. Oh yeah, baby. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, let's start your workout, let's go to work, let's do your laundry, whatever it is that you're doing, come join me. We have some awesome topics to discuss. How long has it been since I have done that intro? My goodness. But I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get this show on the road, shall we? I also wanted to share my handbag of the day because that is something that I used to do back then. But the bag that I'm currently rocking is the Neghetti St. Bart's in the medium size and the color cashmere, if I'm not mistaken. What bag are you rocking today? Let us know in the comment section down below. All right, so let's get started with the first question, shall we? What do you say when people say, why the hell would you spend $2,000 on a purse? That's stupid. First and foremost, I'm not going to defend my hobbies or my interests. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you can kick rocks. Next question. Do you feel turned off by the luxury handbag industry as a whole? Not necessarily, but kind of. And the reason I say that is because I don't seem to be as excited about new collections dropping as I used to be back in the day. Back in the day, I would get super pumped up. I would anticipate every season and I would look forward to what these designers were creating and the new lines that were coming out for each of these fashion houses. And back then I felt like I was like, oh my God, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want that. I felt like I would go crazy. And now it seems like not that it's come to a screeching halt, but at the same time, when I see new collections, I don't go as crazy. There might be one or two things that I really like, and more often than not, I like them, but not enough to want to add them to my collection like I used to back then. I don't know. Do you guys feel the same way? But I mean, again, I'm not trying to take anything away from new collections because there are a lot of great new pieces that come out. There's no denying that. But I just don't feel like I'm actively trying to pursue as many items as before. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. That's cute. I can appreciate it from afar type of thing. And it's funny because my mom and I were having a similar discussion to this the other day. And she asked me if she thought that if I would ever be over handbags. And this is something that we have discussed on here before. I don't think so because handbags for me are deep rooted. It's a deep rooted interest. I mean, I have always loved bags ever since I was a little girl. But again, I don't find myself as pumped up as before. So that's why I said maybe a little bit of interest lost, but not really, because at the same time, when I'm out and about, I love to handbag watch. I love to see the bags that people are carrying. It's one of my favorite things to do, you know, and I just sit there, I'm like, oh my God, they're carrying, in my head, you know, I'm like, oh my God, they're carrying this, they're carrying that. And I get so excited. So I don't know, maybe it's just one of those things, the older I get, I don't feel the need to want to add everything, maybe just one thing here and there and, you know, not get as crazy. But I would love to hear your guys' opinion on this. Next question. How do you feel about Phoebe Philos' first drop? I felt underwhelmed to say the least. All right, so I am a huge fan of Phoebe Philo. And when I first heard that she was going to be launching her first collection, I was super pumped. And like yourself, I was also incredibly underwhelmed. I think we might be in the minority here because obviously it was a huge success. I think the majority, if not all of the bags at the time of this recording have been sold out. And I really like, I forget the name of it, but there is a tote that she has on there. They have some crazy price points. The tote that I was looking at, I think it was like $8,200 or something like that. But it was so incredibly massive, and there's nothing wrong with a big, massive tote, but I don't know. It kind of left me like, what? That's it. Like I mean, I wasn't expecting fireworks, but I was expecting something a little bit more. So yeah, I too felt incredibly underwhelmed. But, you know, what the hell do I know? Because like I said before, it has been a huge success. But don't get me wrong, even though I was underwhelmed with these first bags, I am still looking forward to seeing what else she creates. But I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on her new bags. What do you think? Are you a fan? Are you not a fan? Whatever the case may be, let us know in the comment section down below. What are your 3 favorite contemporary designer bags? All right, so I brought them out so we have a little bit more eye candy. No surprise, of course, the Marc Jacobs, the tote bag in the mini size. This is in the color cotton. Obsessed with these bags. I'm not going to give you guys an earful because I've been doing that for years. The other bag would have to be the Longchamp Le Pliage extra small crossbody bag in the rose leather. I think it's the color rose. Such a great little bag. I don't like the strap that it comes with because mine is the old model. I like adding a chain to it, but super carefree. It's very spacious and very, very comfortable to use. And even though it is small, it definitely packs a punch. And lastly, the Cara armpit mesh bag. This is the larger of the two that are available because, come on, the crystals are absolutely everything. And this thing has been holding up incredibly well. Not a single crystal has fallen off. And I think that if you're looking for a crystal bag, this is such a great way to go because these do not break the bank, and the quality that you're getting I think is absolutely amazing. So those would have to be my contemporary bags. If there was a section between contemporary and luxury, like right in between, it would have to go to Aspinall of London, 100%. All right, next question. What are your thoughts on Celine as a brand, specifically the Celine 16 small? Okay, so I love old school Celine. I love accent Celine. Huge, huge fan. The new line that they have. The one thing that drives me up the wall is their logo. Their logo or that emblem, I just cannot get behind it. I hate it. I think it's hideous. I know that a lot of people disagree with me. To each their own, but I am not a fan of their new logo. But I still think that Celine has some really cool looking bags, and obviously I can appreciate all the new bags that they do have because they are incredibly, incredibly popular. Now, as far as the 16 goes, I have been into the boutique and I have checked out this bag. There is something about it that I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. I like it, but I don't. I like it because of the structure that it has. And it's it seems like one of those bags that I would be all about because it's very simple, but it has quite a bit of detail to it. So I can definitely appreciate that. But at the same time, I don't know if it's necessarily the opening because it kind of dips down that seems to turn me off. That's probably another reason why I'm not a fan of the Marmont line, because it has that I don't know. Well, there's other reasons why I'm not a fan of the Marmont line. You guys know that. But yeah, just when they dip down like that, I don't know. I don't really like it. But I still have a soft spot for Celine in my heart, but the new logo has got to go. It has got to go. Next question. Do you buy small leather goods to coordinate with the bag or because you are trying to avoid buying a bag? All right, so I go for small leather goods for two different reasons. The first one being, if I am looking at adding a new brand, a new fashion house into my collection that I'm not really familiar with, I really like to go the small leather goods route first before I go for the handbag. Because for me, I feel like with small leather goods, you can really get a feel for the brand. You can get a feel for the quality that you're getting, especially because with small leather goods, you can really put them to the test. The way that I incorporate them into my collection, I am very hard on them. So if I'm looking for a pouch or if I'm looking for a card holder, I end up interacting a lot more with the SLGs than I do with the handbag, because the handbag, yeah, I go in and out of it, or I just put it on my shoulder, or I have it on my hand, or I hand carry it. But with the small leather goods, I'm taking cash out, I'm taking credit cards out, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So therefore, I feel like you can really get a better feel for the brand and the quality that you are going to be possibly going into before you end up spending, X amount of money on a handbag. So I like to test out the waters that way. Other times, if it's a brand that I already have in my collection, I really like to add different colors and different textures and different fashion houses into my collection of small leather goods because I get really stir crazy. As you guys know, I didn't always have a lot of color when it came to handbags in my collection before. It was mostly black and brown bags. But I always liked carrying color inside of the bag because I would open it up and I would see all of these textures and all of these colors staring back at me. And I love the way that makes me feel. I don't like carrying the same SLGs day in and day out. That drives me nuts. So I like to sprinkle a little variety, a little bit of color, throughout what I'm carrying in my bag for the week. So that's a little bit of how I feel when it comes to small leather goods and how I incorporate them. But no, I don't buy them to coordinate them with my bags. I don't always coordinate my SLGs to my handbags. I know it might seem like that, but I definitely don't. It's just, I want a little bit of variety. What are your views on the Speedy and colors for men's spring summer 2024 being priced at $10,000? All right, so when I first saw the colors of the Speedies come out, I was floored to say the least. I know that a lot of people disagree with me, to each their own, but I was floored. I was so excited to see all of those beautiful colors. I love two things more than anything. I love the fact that they didn't mess with the size of the monogram print. It's the regular size that it's always been, like forever and a day, right? It's not giant monogram. It's not that like this funky monogram or anything like that. It's just the regular monogram with the, you know, with the white letters and the white flowers. I love that. But I also love the fact that they're leather. They're leather and oh, they're gorgeous. Now I will admit I was so heartbroken when I heard the price points that they were gonna have, because listen, as much as I love them, I'm not spending 10 grand on a handbag. I'm not gonna do it. So these are bags that I am going to appreciate from afar. So I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. What about you guys? Are you guys a fan? I'm not a fan of the price point. Definitely not. But I can appreciate, you know, how gorgeous they are. All right, next question. In the past 3 weeks, I got a Pochette Matisse and a classic Speedy 35. What next? First and foremost, congratulations on some fabulous pieces. What next? Okay, so you have the crossbody, you have the classic Speedy for the top handle. I would have to say a tote would be a really great way to go. Either one of my personal favorites, the Neverfull, or the On The Go. I think those are beautiful as well, but I think a tote would be a fabulous addition to your collection. All right, next question. I love a soft, squishy leather bag. I'm very tactile, and the smell of leather, I mean, come on. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. What would you say is your most delicious, soft and squishy leather bag? Hands down, is this guy, which is the Loewe Mini Flamenco. This leather, oh my gosh, I can touch it all day long. It feels like butter, It is amazing. It's so soft. I mean, I know that might sound annoying what I just said, but I honestly cannot stop touching this bag. And when I use it, I like to mess with it. And I sit there and I cinch in the sides, and I just love the way that it feels. This is by far the softest bag that I have in my collection. I have other lambskin bags and they're very, very soft, but this thing definitely takes the cake. I would love to know, what is your most delicious, squishy leather bag in your collection? Let us know in the comments section down below. All right, next question. Now that you are getting over your fear of color transfer / damaging your bags, are you or would you consider re-adding the multicolor Speedy you got rid of? All right, so for those of you that don't know, I used to have the Louis Vuitton Speedy 30 in the multicolor white. I actually purchased it at the Louis Vuitton store on the Champs-Elysees a million years ago. I got rid of it because I never used it. I was terrified of using it. But would I re-add it to my collection? I don't know. Maybe. If I did, I would, it would have to be in a certain condition, and I think it would be hard to find it in the condition that I would want to repurchase it in, especially because on the pre-loved market, there are so many of them that you can see that beautiful red lining kind of bleeding through the canvas, which is such a bummer. I would want to avoid seeing that on there. But yeah, I would definitely think about re-adding it to my collection. If I did add it back into my collection, I would get rid of the Petite Noé and the multicolor, because I would only want one multicolor bag. Next question. If you didn't have to go through the Hermes game, would you own any quota bag? I don't think so. I don't find them to be as appealing as others do. Out of all of the handbags that Hermes has available, for me personally, I love the Garden Party 30. I've always loved that bag, and I have gone back and forth with wanting to add it to my collection, but that would be the one. But as far as the main three, yeah, no, I mean, I can appreciate what they bring to the table, but they're definitely not my jam. All right, next question. What is on your Christmas wish list? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There are some things that I have on my birthday wish list because my birthday is before Christmas. But yeah, as far as Christmas goes, nothing. Not a thing at all. What about you guys? Do you have a Christmas list? If you do, let us know in the comment section down below. All right, next question. Are you interested in acquiring more Goyard bags? Why or why not? To be completely honest with you, I don't think so. I really like the, what's it called? What is the name of it? I am drawing a blank. The Artois, if I'm not mistaken. I like that because it's very similar to the St. Louis tote that I have, but it has the zipper and it's a little bit more structured. But yeah, you know, I was really excited for the Goyard bag that I got a couple years ago. And I have used it quite a bit, but at the same time, I find it to be somewhat underwhelming. The fact that it has that shiny, that sheen to it, that kind of makes it look like a trash bag is kind of off-putting sometimes. And I know that a lot of people disagree with me, especially people that are huge, huge fans of Goyard. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not as exciting as I thought that it would be. I love the color that it is, but no, I mean, obviously the brand has a long, long history, so I can definitely appreciate that. You guys know that the history on handbags is something that I've always loved. But as far as their pieces go, I'm just not as crazy about them. Like I see them and I'm just like, meh, it is what it is. I don't know. Is that bad? Is that bad? All right, next question. How do you like your Gucci Oidia shoulder bag? Do you think it's practical? So I brought it out so we have a little bit more eye candy. Do I think it's practical? Yes. It's small, but it packs a punch. It fits everything that you need. Do I still like it? I do. I absolutely love this bag. Fun fact, I was at Gucci a couple days ago and they have the Oidia, but they have a new model, which I think is a total game changer because it comes with two different straps. One of the straps is the guitar strap. You guys know I don't like those, but it also comes with a chain strap that's a little bit thicker and both straps are removable, which to me is a major, major game changer because as much as I love this bag, yes, you do have an adjustment on the strap, but the fact that you can't take it off, I think might make it impractical for some people, especially if they want to use this crossbody, because if you wanted to use a crossbody, you would have to add a chain on here and then you're left with this on here and it kind of ends up hitting your chest or what have you. So it's not visually appealing, you know, to have this thing kind of just sitting there if you were to use this crossbody. So for me, it's practical in the way that I incorporate it into my collection. But the fact that they have come out with a new model that comes with two different straps that you can remove, I think is an absolute game changer. But this canvas here, indestructible. Indestructible. Nothing happens to it, and I'm a huge, huge fan. All right, next question. How many purses do you have at any given point, and how many SLGs, approximately? How often do you change the purses in your background for your videos? Do you ever buy bags just for YouTube, or are they all ones you personally want? Do you resell a lot of bags? Okay, how many purses do I have at any given point? I have no idea. And small leather goods, I couldn't tell you. I mean, wholeheartedly, I couldn't tell you. How often do you change the purses in your background? Every video you will see a different setup, just because I want to give you guys a little bit of eye candy. Okay, do I ever buy bags just for YouTube, or are they ones that you personally want? No, I won't buy bags just for YouTube. Definitely not. These are all bags that I love and enjoy. So, all right, do I resell a lot of bags? No, I don't think so. I mean, if I had to put it in like a year's time, I'd probably say maybe 2 a year, 2 or 3. It really depends. I mean, it just depends if I'm over the bag, if I've fallen out of love with the bag, because I will go years without selling anything and then I'll sell a couple more. But if you had to like average it out, maybe 1 to 2 a year. I think that's a better assessment. What's your take on exotics? Any favorite you dream about getting? I am actually not a fan of exotics by any means whatsoever. The one that seems to be very popular is like ostrich, and that's the one that I find to be more of an eyesore for me personally. But yeah, I'm not a fan of exotics, especially because I feel like if I wanted to have the exotic look, I can just for croc embossed, you know, calf skin or lamb skin or what have you. But yeah, I'm not a fan of exotics at all. All right, next question. Do you have any Mulberry bags in your collection? What do you think of the brand in comparison with Demilia and Aspinall? I don't have any Mulberry bags. I have 2 small leather goods, And one of the small leather goods I have used quite a bit. It's a card holder. However, I bought it in metallic leather and it started to wear terribly, so not a fan of that. And the other one is a pebbled little pouch that I have. I love Mulberry bags. I think that they're beautiful. They have so many beautiful silhouettes. I think that they have great price points as well. I was actually at the Mulberry outlet in Cabazon. I don't think it's there anymore. And I almost purchased, I think it's called the Darley, if I'm not mistaken. I really love the way that the leather felt. I thought it was incredible. I know that a lot of people have told me that if I was to go for a Mulberry bag, to go for their older pieces or even their pre-loved piece, or go for a pre-loved piece for their older pieces, because before, now I guess they're made in China and the quality isn't the same as it used to be. Again, I don't know when it comes to handbags, but I would love to add a Mulberry bag to my collection. Absolutely. I think that they're great. I love the way that the leather looks, especially their pebble leather, their heavy grain leather is, I mean, it looks amazing. All right, next question. Have you ever owned a Michael Kors bag, and what are your thoughts on this brand? I have never owned a Michael Kors bag. I'm actually not a fan of any of their bags. Of course, Michael Kors takes a lot of inspiration from the luxury fashion houses, gives a little twist and makes it their own. But I've never really been a fan of them. As far as the brand goes, anything outside of handbags and small leather goods, I actually like. I have some Michael Kors clothing. I love the fragrances. I also have a couple of watches from Michael Kors that, I mean, have been going strong for like 15, 20 years. But yeah, as far as bags and small leather goods go, that realm, yeah, I'm not a fan. But other aspects of the brand, I do like. All right, next question. I am a Chanel girl through and through, but I always have 2 Dior bags on and off of my wish list. I recently added one more, but I never seem to pull the trigger. How about you? Have you changed your mind on Dior? I actually have the Dior book tote in the, I think it's now the medium size, and I used to have a Dior wallet on chain. I got rid of that guy. As far as Dior goes, the only bag that I go back and forth with is still the Lady Dior. I don't know why. I can't pull the trigger either. I mean, they have terrible resale value. Terrible resale value. So for me, if I was to add one to my collection, I would definitely go the pre-loved route, because I think you can find some in amazing condition at like 50% off retail. But I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I mean, I like a good structured bag, but they seem a little too stiff. I don't know. I think that they're like drop dead gorgeous bags. Do not get me wrong. Every time that I see them, I like drool. My eyes start to drool. My mouth starts to drool. And I think that they're beautiful. But I can't pull the trigger on the Lady Dior either. So I don't know. And as far as other bags that they have, when I went to the, what's it called, to South Coast Plaza, and I went into the Dior boutique, I was so underwhelmed with many of their styles. Like, they just feel flimsy. The leather feels flimsy, and they're charging an arm and a leg for some of their stuff. I'm like, dude, no, absolutely not. But that's just the way that I feel. All right, next question. What bags do you gravitate more on the daily? Shoulder, crossbody, or top handle? It's definitely between shoulder and top handle. I think top handle might take the cake, then shoulder, and crossbody is like not even on the list for me. Next question. Anything you're loving at the moment, not bag related? Many things. I know that it might seem like I'm handbags 24/7, but that's what I talk about on my channel. But in real life, handbags are a lot lower down on that list. But as far as things that I'm loving at the moment, I should say for the last 5 or 6 years, there are 2 things that I've been absolutely obsessed with. One is cooking. I love finding new recipes and trying out new things. As you guys know, the Hubs, in my opinion, should be a chef, because everything that he makes is absolutely delicious. But we like getting together and finding new recipes and adding our own spin to it, and I think it's awesome. So cooking, and the other one is restoring old furniture. I love going to antique stores, swap meets, garage sales, and finding old, beautiful furniture that needs a little bit of TLC, and I like finding new fabrics for them and giving new life. So that's what I've been doing for the last 5 or 6 years, and it really seems to just calm me down. But this is a perfect segue into our next question. Do you think you could ever go cold turkey and stop going on websites, shopping for bags, or looking at bags? I tried and find myself relapsing after 3 months. All right, so could I? Yes. Have I in the past? Absolutely. No problems here. I stopped cold turkey. Now here's a question for you. Why would I want to stop looking at bags? Now the shopping part, the shopping aspect of that question, I can understand because sometimes you have to curb that shopping thing, right? But as far as looking, why not? Why not? Sometimes I just want to look at beautiful things. Sometimes I just want that eye candy, you know, and if I'm not buying anything, I'm just looking, it puts me in such a good mood, you know, even if I have no intention of ever adding it or buying it, I like to look at beautiful things. I like to look at pretty things. So why not? Why would I want to stop looking at them? So I would love to know, what about you guys? Let us know in the comments section down below. Next question, how are those Chanel lipsticks you bought working out for you? So I actually only bought one, but there are these guys right here. It's the limited edition. I don't even remember what they're called, but it's this guy. It's the set. They came together with this little pouch. This lipstick case is actually made out of glass, and the price point on this, I will fully admit, is absolutely ridiculous. But the formula on it is amazing. It's very smooth. It's very comfortable. It doesn't dry out my lips the way that some other Chanel lipsticks do. But I believe it's the lightest one that is available, and it's a beautiful, beautiful color. Let me just swatch it, and it does have a little bit of glitter flakes throughout. But to me, this is a great nude, and this case is absolutely stunning. Another thing, even though it does have a crazy price point, it is refillable, so that made me very, very happy. Wondering your thoughts about the Louis Vuitton Lock Me Ever Mini and or BB. Would you buy? All right, so the Louis Vuitton Lock Me Ever Mini and BB I think are really cute bags. In my opinion, they are Louis Vuitton's answer to the Hermes Kelly because it is a very similar silhouette. They also have this bag in a larger size. Would I personally buy? I don't think so, but I can definitely appreciate what they bring to the table. I also think that they have a pretty good price point considering that they are an all leather bag. I believe that the BB comes with a removable adjustable leather strap. The Mini, if I'm not mistaken, comes with a chain strap, which I think is really cute, but they look like they're very spacious. And I also like the structure that they have. But for me personally, it's going to be a no. All right. And the last question, favorite Seinfeld episode you love watching when you need a good laugh / season? All of them. All of them. I am one of the biggest Seinfeld fans on the planet. I think that they are all incredible, all except for the finale. The finale was god-awful, and to me, it really just did nothing for the series. But I could watch Seinfeld day in and day out for the rest of my life. That's how amazing I think that they are. But anyways, that does it for this Q&A video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope I was able to give you a little bit more info, especially on some of these fabulous questions. And I would love to hear your opinions on anything that we discuss. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not. The choice is yours. Have a great day.